Hi, welcome to the Freeman Conversations. I'm Joe Bertocao, the online editor of the Freeman. Many causes and advocacies are being celebrated and observed in June. And one of these is environmental protection. In fact, June is said to be the Environment Month. And joining us in today's the Freeman Conversations are friends who are in the front line in this advocacy, our friends from government, from the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, as well as the Department of Environment and Natural Resources here in Region 7. From MGB, we have Marian Godilla, their Information Officer. From DENR, also their Information Officer, Charmy Regudo. And from MGB 7 as well, their Chief Geologist, Sir Al-Emil Verador. Thank you very much all for being here. Welcome to the program, to the Freeman Conversations. Let's begin with Miss Charmy. Miss, the theme for this year's Environment Month is single-use plastics.
Yes, okay, so good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon, Sir George. No? So for the past 30 years, the Philippines have been celebrating this Philippine Environment Month. No? This is by virtue of Proclamation number 237 signed by the President Corazon Aquino. And for this year, we have this theme, beat plastic pollution. If you can't reuse it, refuse it. So basically, this is basically the DENR advocate ways on how each individual can contribute to a cleaner, healthier, and safer environment. So by refusing, of course, plastic materials or the use of any plastic materials, and choosing and instead choose eco-friendly, kaning mga alternatives natin na pwede nating magamit. So that's another reason. We all know that ang population natin, Sir Jobert, is increasing.
Right.
We have, I think, 100 million plus. So if a person, sa katao, pila ang magamit ng plastic in a day, so daghan kaayutang na generate the garbage. So which is kaning garbage is we all know that it causes kaning pagbabara sa atong kanang mga invernal.
Yes.
Yung kung uwan kusog kaayo, then magbara ang atong
and your residents in Cebu City,
so dalira kayo tang magbaha, Sir Jobert. So that's why DENR is here to promote the awareness sa atong mga tao, especially atong mga estudyante, ang atong tanan-tanan, sir. So,
what are the specific activities that
we have actually we have the kick-off of this Environment Month last June 4 at the National Government Center, wherein I think there are at least 12 government agencies participated. So we have these games, we have this trivia, environment trivia. Then last June 5, we also we celebrated the World Environment Day. So every June 5, so we have this clean up along the 4 major thoroughfares in what do you call this one? In B. Rodriguez, in Mango Avenue, in the kanang capital, and the Hamilton na nagtapok, sir, sa Puente Osmeña Circle. So we have this Zumba for Solidarity, and at the same time, we distributed fruit trees, seedlings to the public for free. And we offer our frontline services there. But sad to say, kay medyo uwan manggod siya, Sir Jobert. So, mura gamay ra jud ang nakatambong. But anyway, kung naami mga concern about DENR na we're giving free seedlings, you can anytime, you can go to our office or you can call our office at 414-4388. So also we have these month-long activities nga kasi June, So yung mga major events.
Before we go to the month-long activities, of course, the advocacy against the use of plastic is very noble,
Yes,
because of course the long-term effects of using plastic is very bad, very negative if you come to think of it. How do you think we can make this happen? Because, many LGUs are trying to advocate against it by banning the use of plastics in certain days. In Cebu City, we cannot use, stores cannot use plastic bags every Wednesday and Saturday, but this is an uphill climb. among many LGUs.
Yes.
How do you think we can
all those, I think for as government agency, no, so meron kami mga advocacies on the, eto nga, sa use of plastic and what else?
How can we convince the people?
Yeah, no, kanang, I think now that we have this climate change, no, we all know the irregular pattern of our weather, no,
Right.
so lahat naman nakaka-experience na yun nga yung sinabi ko a while ago na kung muuwan is baha dayon, no? So aside sa nakaka-cause siya sa baha kasi yung mga imburnal is napupuno ng plastic, no? Ito rin kasi sa ating marine animals,
True.
no?
Yes.
So napapagkamala nila, especially ang plastic, napapagkamala nila na jellyfish. Yung ating mga marine mammals, no? So,
recently I saw a
namamatay
picture
sila.
or a video of penguins on top of what they thought was an island.
Yes.
It was actually a pile of plastic.
Yeah. So yun, yung effect din ng sobra nating paggamit ng plastic. And now that the people are very dependent na sa plastic, no? Almost every day, no? Sa atong sarili nating balay, no? Starting the pagising, we brush our teeth, and we use a shade of toothpaste. Then afterwards, mag-coffee we use a shade of coffee, di ba? So, then, yung mga mama, especially yung may mga bata na maliliit or yung may mga estudyante, they buy foods in the karinderya kasi mas cheaper daw kasi kami sa thinking nila na mas cheaper, mas makakatipid sila kasi konti nga lang yung sweldo natin, yung budget natin, no? So, they prefer to buy food, no? Which is, kanang palit ka sa karinderya, di ba? Wala tayong dalang lagyanan, kanang container. So, saan nilalagay yun? Bili ka tayo ng rice, we buy sudan, how many sudan? And we put pa in a bulsita afterwards. So, just imagine how many plastics na na-generate ng isang family in a day. So, that's why yun yung ina-explain namin sa public. So, although it's lisod jud, no, it's difficult at the start, but I think as we try our best, no, to reach to the bisag asa sa Aplan, sa Lolan, sa mga barangay, sa mga schools. So I think abot sad ang time, sir, na makonvince na to ang atong mga katawhan, no, to avoid, to refuse, but instead why not bring kind reusable water container, no?
Okay.
So we advocate that, and kanang mapalitan ng food, no, use a container, kanang mga Tupperware, no? So bisag simple rin na siya na kanang ways, pero
can go a long way.
Yeah, it's
Marian, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this campaign of anti-plastics, of reusing or refusing and reducing plastic, this shouldn't be just for the Environment Month alone. It should be like a regular thing. So if we continue to like advocate regularly and expose what's really the negative side about using these plastics, and then maybe we can change the mindset, because the use of plastic really is a it's a mindset. You know, if people would think that this is not doing good for the environment, then maybe they can change their ways. So
earlier I cited as an example the moves of LGUs to ban plastic bags in certain days. But there's a counter argument from the public that it might not be very wise to do that in the Philippines, considering that many of us don't have cars. Unlike in the US, for example, when even if they use paper bags for their groceries, they have cars, easy for them to transport. But in the Philippines, plastics are more comfortable to bring when you use a jeepney, for example. Sa mga yan ang subuan, mag-jeepney. So, how do we...
maybe the simple solution to that really is to have something like a bag with them, an extra bag, or you know, what do you call that? Green eco bags.
Yeah, okay.
Eco bags with them inside their bag. So when they go to the grocery, they can refuse you know, getting those extra plastics. We can always, like, personally, when I go to the grocery, I really refuse plastic if I can still put it inside my bag. Or
Because if you come to think of it,
Very
diba, sir, the eco bag, for how much is that? 30 pesos, 35?
I think
The big one?
10 pesos.
Yeah.
10 pesos and 40, 35.
It's not really that expensive if you
Yes.
come to think of it.
But still, at the end of the day, you come up to your house and your house is filled with lots of plastics.
That's true. Yeah.
What you're gonna do with it? You could put trash in it and then still throw
Yeah.
it to the
Yeah.
bin. So it's
To a certain extent, it's good if you reuse the plastic bags. But what if you're someone, and I think many don't reuse their plastic bags. If, for example, if you go to the mercado, you use a plastic bag. Kung ano man na siya, no, kanang hugaw na ba? Especially if you buy fish or the meat.
maybe just minimize lang siguro the use of.
And we also advise not to bring like yung mga Tupperware in buying fish no sa atong mga market.
That's true. Yeah.
Kaya dili pa siya baho, di ba?
True. Sir Al, meron na kayo ganahan i-share? Ganina?
Or just kining advocacy sa no plastic. Refuse and reuse. Ang government mo we cannot do it alone. No?
Absolutely, yeah.
Kinahanglan yun na ang mga tao po mo cooperate po sila, mo contribute po sila. Sa office, we are already starting this advocacy. We already ban plastics in the office. The canteen, they are discouraged. They've been discouraged. They've been informed to not to use plastic anymore. So the employees have to bring their own lunch.
That's nice, yeah.
Yes, if they are going to buy food in the canteen, and the guards have been instructed also to not to allow
Vendors to come
come in, especially if they have this plastic bags.
That's nice. Leadership by example.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kumbaga. Yeah, this also reminds me of a friend because I have a friend who used to study in my old university. He was a student leader there, and his advocacy was really to remove straws from the cafeteria. So it was very effective in the university, and from the university it implemented a policy to ban plastic straws in the cafeteria, and the initiative extended to the city level. So the city government took notice. Hopefully our schools here can also do that. By the way, congratulations to Nico Caliendo if you're watching. This was his initiative. So aside from this one, what other activities are we having for Environment Month?
Okay, so
This year?
tomorrow we have the environmental quiz bee at SM City. So we invited public and private schools from grades 7 to 10. So we have prizes, of course, and then on June 19 we have this Green Film Festival at SM Consolacion. So this is also for free. Then
Please talk more about that, Miss. The
I think the Green
Festival.
Film is
The Green Film Festival is actually spearheaded by the EMB.
Okay.
So actually they usually have this annual thing of showing films related to the environment, and it's for free. Especially the target audience really is for the youth. So they can go to the theaters and watch it's either documentary or films related to the environment.
EMB, of course, is the Environmental Management Bureau.
Yes.
Before we continue, for the benefit of the public, what's the difference between DENR, EMB, FGB? Because it can be confusing to those who are not very familiar.
So we all know that DENR, it's a Department of Environment and Natural Resources, no? So in Region 7, where our office is located in National Government Center in Sundlon, and the DENR has five line bureaus. It's the Forest Management Bureau, it's the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, the Environmental Management Bureau, the Biodiversity Management Bureau, and the Ecosystem Research and Development Bureau. Five mentioned.
So these are the bureaus.
Yeah, these are the
under
bureaus of the DENR. So we have the RD, although EMD and MGB has also their own RD, regional director. And we also have attached agencies for the information of those watching, no? So we have the NAMRIA, what else, Marian? NWRB, National Water Resources Board. Actually, daghan pa na siya. Laguna Lake Development Authority. And we have Palawan. Sir, ikaw, sir.
It's important for us.
Actually, I have copy, but nakalimutan ko.
It's important for us to know what these agencies
Yes.
are attached to DNR and the bureaus under the department, so that if the public has concerns, they can go to the right offices. Yeah.
We have different functions for
Correct. Yeah.
Two line bureaus, the Mines and Geosciences Bureau and the
the EMB.
Environmental Management Bureaus. The rest of the bureaus are the staff bureaus.
Okay.
That's why we have here in the regional offices, we have this regional director of the DENR,
Yeah.
regional director of the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, and regional director of the Environmental Management Bureau.
And of course, the point there is that these bureaus has a particular focus,
Yes.
area of focus and expertise, so to speak.
Like for example, for the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, we're in charge of the mineral reservations
Mineral resources.
and mineral resources, and also the geoscience. Development.
Geoscience related.
And then for EMB, Environmental Management Bureau, they're more focused on the air, water, and what else? Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Air and water. And then
Land Management Bureau, of course, Land Matters,
That's true.
no? And the Ecosystem Research and Development Bureau. It's the research arm of the DNR, no? It's located at UP Las Bañas. And another one is the BMB, of course, it concerns the protected area and biodiversity. Yes.
And of course, the public can go to your website.
Yes, and
to take a look
also,
at the
Sir
structure.
Jobert, we also have our field offices, no, for the information. We have 4 Penros. So one in Cebu Province, located also in Banilad. Another one we have in Cortez, Bohol. It's the Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Office. We also have in Negros Oriental, in Dumaguete and Isla Reina, Siquijor. And we also have the Community Environment and Natural Resources Office, no? So in Cebu we have 2, in Argao and in Cebu City, but we also have a station in Bajan and Toledo, in Carmen, bali tatlo. In in Bohol, we have in Centro Tagbilaran and Centro Talibon. In Negros, in Ayungon and Dumaguete, and sa Siquijor, isa lang, pero lang. So, kung naaming mga concerns, no, about DNR, daghan kayo yung offices, so I think there's no reason
For them not to reach out, right?
Yes.
To approach. Thank you very much, Ma'am Shami, for the very educational session on the
and also
organizational
to add
structure.
Sir
Yeah, sure.
No, because before magod wala pa na siya wala pa representative ang EMBs and the MGBs sa atong Senros and Benros, but right now ang focus sa atong secretary Roy Simato is to really nanagid sa frontline ang atong mga services. So nanami mga embeds na gipang assign sa Senros and Benros representatives from MGB and EMB.
That's very good news. Okay, we can only hope. We hope to have representatives of EMB next time in the Freeman conversations. But for now, since you're the one here, we will talk about the activities.
Yes.
For MGB, there's going to be a mine tour.
Yes, there's going to be a mine tour on June 22. That's Friday. At the Solid Earth Development Mining Corporation. And usually before the mine tour is only participated by the employees of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. But now we're trying to reach out to other national government agencies. So we're inviting them to join the mine tour. And then what will happen here is that it's actually a mine tour.
It's literally a tour.
A tour. So it's seldom that the mining companies would open up to the public what they're actually doing, and then how they're serving the community, and how they can also talk about the minerals and their operations and how they contribute to the regions.
Can anyone join this tour?
As also we're inviting media
Okay.
participants to the event.
What about the ordinary?
No.
Is it,
No.
how did this go?
Maybe in the next my tour, maybe we can open this to the public. But
Yeah.
but for now, we're just limiting
Limited
it
it first.
for the national government agencies.
And there's going to be a responsible mining symposium as well. Yeah.
Yes, during there's actually a forum wherein the mining company and the mines and our bureau would discuss how responsible mining is all. What responsible mining is all about. So they can ask questions, especially these government agency representatives who will be there is not really knowledgeable about what mining is all about.
So this year, the mine tour will be at the Taiheo Cement Philippines.
No,
am I correct?
No, that's it's Solid Earth
Ah,
Development
sorry.
Corporation.
Okay. Okay.
Solid Earth is Solid Earth is a subsidiary of the Tayo Cement. So they supply the
Material.
the raw materials in producing cement to Tayo Cement cement plant.
Okay. What issues are we expected to discuss during the forum, sir?
It's about more on how they conduct responsible mining. So how they implemented their measures, mitigating measures, environmental measures, their tree planting activities, reforestation activities, rehabilitation activities. Yeah.
Because people have been very critical about mining
Yes.
in the previous years, and maybe maybe some people are still critical about it, but they don't know that we use mining in our everyday lives from the morning that we wake up or until we sleep. We use mining, so that's the time that we can discuss it during the symposium and during the forum, and how responsible mining takes place.
Right, and I think the key word there is really responsibility.
Yes.
Taking responsibility, because we can always have all those infrastructure and technological advances, but if we don't use them responsibly, I think that's where we go astray. But the focus of this one is to inform the public how mining can be responsible as well, and not necessarily that bad as how perception has always been with my. So this is going to be on
June
22.
That's Friday.
Yeah. Next Friday. This is going to be
Yes,
next Friday.
Because tomorrow we'll have, as earlier mentioned by Ms. Charmy, we'll have a quiz bowl. It's a activity for the kids, and we invited actually schools. So far we received seven participations from different schools, and maybe if other schools who are watching, they can still email.
How can they participate? What will be the focus of the quiz bowl?
No, it's the questions. The participants must be grade 7 to 10, and then the participants may be joined by their teachers, and then we will have, of course, like what quiz bowl is all about. But this time the questions is more related to the environment.
Okay.
So at least that's one way also of advocating to these kids what environment is all
We have to
about.
start them young.
Yes.
Yeah. So general questions about the environment, is it going to be like that?
It's an easy, medium, and hard questions. So it's actually environment and science questions.
Okay. Where is this going to be?
It's gonna be at the SM City Cebu.
SM City Cebu.
Food court, yes.
This is going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow
Tomorrow.
at
1 o'clock tomorrow. Can they still register until it begins?
Yes, if there's
Yes.
yes,
Or is there a
sure.
cutoff?
Yes.
Is there a cutoff for registration?
Not yet.
Yeah, because the more the merrier.
Yes, the more the merry. But the winners will only be like the champion, first placer and second placer.
Okay. What else? What else are we having this month?
And
So we also have this what we call Eternity, no? It's a mass wedding actually. This will be on June 21 at the Sacred Heart Church, no? This is sponsored by EMB, no? EMB, I think sila on tayo explain further, no? But actually, after the wedding, it's for free, so they will be planting trees. inside, I think inside the Archbishop Palace, I think.
We've done this in the past as well.
Yeah, I think for the last 2 years.
Yes.
Siya. So
because a tree symbolizes a new beginning, right?
I think this is also part of the memorandum of agreement between the DENR and the Archdiocese of Cebu for the establishment of what we call this pocket forest. So part siya.
That's right.
So this will be on June 21. Right. And then another event, we encourage you to join us in celebrating the Arbor Day. This would be on June 25. We'll be having a plant planting, tree growing. Actually, sir, it's tree growing. Usad mo namin yung tree planting, no? So
why the change of terminology?
Kasi before magod kaning tree planting, there are lots of companies, schools who would request us for seedlings, no? Then after planting, picture, then biyaan na nila. So
for publicity.
Oh yeah, more publicity. So what if pagka lakaw nila na kanding, so it's more now on tree growing. So in case the planters cannot maintain the area, we advise them to have a memorandum of agreement with the barangay or the school for the barangay or the school to take care sa kanilang mga seedlings na gitanom, no? So depende na nila kung sa ilang pwedeng kasabutan, no? Pwede ba silang muhatag ng something and also we encourage the planters to have this tree guard, no? Yun nga yung sinabi ko, to avoid kanang kaunod sa kanding or kanang other mananap for the seedlings to grow. So yun, sir. So for those companies, schools, or corporations na naiplan ng mag-tree planting, you're very much welcome, no? But provided you can maintain the area that you will be planted.
How enforceable is a memorandum of agreement? How enforceable is it? Because
it depends, no? It depends sa dalawang group kasi dun sa kanila. But yun lang yung advice namin, sir. Actually, wala na kami sa DENR.
Policies from DENR that a memo should indicate this.
More on kay ang uban makabalik magud sila sa area na ay group na mobalik usahay sa ilahang gitanong pero naay kanang moingon sila na dili joining.
Because for example, many companies that are in lowlands in the city proper go to the mountains to plant. Of course, we don't have all the time to go to take care of the.
But in that case, sir, we also recommend them to have mangrove planting instead, no? Kaya di naman na siya kinahanglan i-maintain. But we have DENR, we don't have free tongki or propagules. That's why, but it's very cheap, no? It's I think 1 peso kada usa, so bisag kinsa makapalit bisag na po or 20, no? What is 20 pesos? We all know naman ang benefits ng mangrove is dako kain na siya, no?
That's true, yeah.
We all know na kanang mangrove, no, po mo na siya puyanan sa atong mga fishes, no? Kanang atong mga marine resources. At the same time, makatabang sad siya in case na ay mga storm surge.
Right. And we'll talk more with Sir Al about that later. We just entered the monsoon season.
Yes. And the last, sir.
Sure, of course.
So we have this fourth Gawad Tugas, no? This will be on June 28 at the Marcelo Fernan Press Center in Laud, no? Kanang kalapit bahay lang sa DENR. So we'll be giving awards and recognitions to our partners, no? To our stakeholders with outstanding contribution, no? In terms of protection, management, and conservation of our environment. So that would be on June 28. So
congratulations in advance to those who get the award from the DENR.
Yes.
Maria?
Yeah, in addition to that, Gawad Tugas, aside from giving awards to our industry partners and people's organizations, for the first time we will be giving awards to the media who are very active in supporting our environment advocacies, who are actively publishing reports about environmental stories, positive environmental stories, and also maybe the negative ones. But and also, yeah, that would be on together with the Gawad Tugas Award. It's June 20, June 28, yes, 28,
June 28.
yes.
All right, Sir Al.
Yes.
We just entered the monsoon season. How should we prepare for the floods, for rains?
So Gilbert, we have already completed the 1:10,000 scale mapping of the entire region, entire Philippines. So we have also distributed the results of these studies to all the LGUs up to the barangay level. And we have already conducted information campaign with regards to these results of the geohazard mapping. We also distributed the maps, the reports.
For the benefit of the public, sir, unsa man ang geohazard mapping exactly?
Geohazard mapping, first, let us define kung saan man siyang
Yes, please.
geohazard. No? So, geohazard is a natural phenomenon that like landslides, floods, earthquakes that pose danger to people's lives, properties, infrastructure, and communities. So,
Okay.
muna siya. And these are, as this meaning, it's natural. It cannot be prevented, but it can be minimized.
The effect.
The effect can be minimized through measures. So, basically, atong na-produce ko din niya, atong kining mapping na to is mga geohazard maps.
Na-identify na to ang
areas prone to flood and landslide with different levels of susceptibility to that area. High, medium, and low.
Pwede niyo mong ma-divulge, sir? Kung saan yung katong mga high-risk areas? Pwede na ba?
Actually, pwede, gihatag na nila ito sa public, and free na po sa ginsay mga yun sa information na access.
Actually, Sir Robert, dili siya ma-mention tanan no kay
Correct.
sa kanya.
Yeah.
That's why katong ingon ni Sir Ali, manghatag lang ang maps so that ang LGUs na lang mo disseminate sa information.
So, gihatag na po sa LGUs, gi-explain sa ilahan, no? We had this IEC workshop type and doing sila sa mga mapa and tuduan sila yun sa pagbuhat po ni mga sa ilang mga lugar.
That's true. So sa ato ang call to the public, if you want to know if you are living in a high-risk area or low-risk area, you can actually access the map, geohazard map from your LGU, from your city hall ba ni?
Nasa city hall, napod sa mga local government units, mga munisipyo. And pwede po sa among office, makakuha sila dito. Basta office hours lang, hindi na free na siya. You can also download it in our website.
What's your website, please?
www.mgb.gov.ph.
Again, that's
www.mgb.org.ph. So, pwede nyo siya ma-view dito. Dito ang maps, ma-download nyo for free.
Okay, it's important for us to know kung unsay susceptibility level sa atong area ng ikuyan para maka-prepare sa that, no?
It's also important for planning a community.
That's true, yeah.
So that's why during the workshops we invite, aside from the barangay officials and some communities, we invite the planning officers. Sakto ba, sir? Planning development officers. Kaya para makabaw sila ba kung every time na ay magtukod dito building, they would check if it's okay, if it's not flood prone or landslide prone.
That's true. That's very true. Sige, sir. Go ahead, please.
So, again, we encourage katong mga tao kung gusto nila may bawaan ng kung sa sustainability sa ilang area, they can go to our office. And Actually, nanay daghan no, na want to get sa office, either want to sa office or either in writing or email, muta na sila. Amo lang i-request nila, dapat kibaw sila sa coordinates, yung geographic coordinates, with the technical gamay, but
That's true, yeah.
geographic coordinates para ma-plot na to sa mapa, matagaan din sila sa information. In fact, all government projects are required to have a GeoHazard certification. So before na siya fundingan sa DBM, kinahanglan na siya certification.
This will come from your office?
Yeah, office.
Okay. Aside from, so from geohazard mapping, sir, also atong next steps?
Yes, usa na siya VRA, kanang vulnerability risk assessment. Kaya nga itong i-produce nun ng maps, these are geohazard maps. So wala pa na ito i-incorporate ang risk. So, geohazard lang siya, it's just the hazard. So ang risk naman, when you talk about risk, it involves already people, infrastructures, communities. So the next step sa atong itrabaho karon mo na ning vulnerability risk assessment. So
what does this involve now? The vulnerability risk assessment.
So for now, ang atong itan-aron are the kining population. Wala pa tamo specific sa type of demographics, but in general, the population of a certain area and the infrastructure, the building footprints, asa ni mga balay, mga buildings, kanya kining mga roads, asa ni mga roads, and then we process it we have this processing we do in the computer, and we come up with these vulnerabilities of the different areas. For example, a certain percentage of the population is vulnerable to this specific hazard.
That's
or
true.
high.
That's also important for us to know.
For
Yeah.
the planning process, this is very important. So if there's a oncoming typhoon, for example, so the LG will know already at this barangay.
How many people?
Like,
How many
daghan ang mga affected ani sa flood. So
Mhm.
we have to evacuate this particular barangay and compare to this barangay, so they can focus the resources in a particular area instead of just spreading it out to all the barangays.
That's true. Kano sa man natin yung mahibawaan ang results sa assessment?
This is an ongoing project. We started it 3 years ago. So, ongoing siya karon for this year. Nahuman na ta sa Panglao Island, the municipality of Dawis and Panglao. Doon na ka municipality, and there's an ongoing assessment in Gilnan, Negros Oriental. So napatay 9 kabuk na conduct for this year, the rest of the year.
A lot of work to be done.
Yes.
But we look forward to the result of the assessment. So of course, that's for the benefit of all of us, the public. Okay, I'd like to ask the three of you, since you've been working in the environment. Before anything else, I remember the infographic you showed me earlier, Ms. Char.
Okay.
We go back a bit to our advocacy, the theme of promoting the saying no to plastic. Yeah. This infographic, what does this tell us, Miss?
So, this is an information of how long does it take for your trash to break down, no, in the landfill or in the dump site. So, itong mga balat, no, fruit peelings, it will take 2 to 5 weeks to decompose, no. So, I think mag-focus tayo ng mga kaning tin cans, so atong mga sardinas, meatloaf, so it will take 50 years before siya malata, no. So, dugay kayo. The leather, 50 years, itong mga soda cans, 80 to 100 years, no. Especially ng mga plastic bottle, kaya nga itong mga mineral na, no? So,
how long is?
450 years.
Oh my, okay.
Yes, fishing line, fishing net, 600 years. Diapers and napkins, 500 years, no? So, itong mga sachet kaning mga low density polyethylene na sinasabi, no, it will take 500 to 1,000 years, no. So in addition kanang styrofoam na ginagamit natin sa coffee, kanang mag-coffee ta, no, kaning mga it will never decompose kaning mga styrofoam. So that's why kung mahimo, let's avoid, no, the use of kaning mga styrofoam o kaning mga plastics, no. So
we were talking off camera earlier, and I pointed out that I think one of the problems is that we don't think long term when we do something. The effect of using plastic is something that we normally don't feel right away. But because for all we know, ang mga plastic na nagbara sa ato mga canals, no, have been thrown 50 years ago. Accumulation, right? When kita now, we're in downtown Cebu City. If it rains for an hour in downtown Cebu City, the water goes knee deep. And that's not an exaggeration. That's true, that's true. Okay, let me just ask the three of you, what are the challenges, based on your experience, you've been protecting the environment, what are the challenges in implementing the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act? And what should we do? What should we do to address these challenges?
So I think yung sa the use of plastic, like for example in the use of plastic, I think ang atong behavior, no, atong behavior ang individual na kay naanad naman gyud ta sir mo ni kung may nilisod ba at the start, but lisod rin na siya at the start, but I think isa sa puso lang natin, no, yung ano ba yung kahalagahan, ano ba yung kasamaan na naidudulot, no. So another challenge, not only for itong sa ecological solid waste management, is kaning sa implementation ng rules, laws, and regulations, no, especially itong mga cutting of trees, kay daghantang masakpan, for example, kanang mga illegal loggers, no, although dito sa Cebu hindi masyadong applicable kay wala naman kay logs na ikakat, but sabihin nila wala kasi kaming alam na ibang trabaho, mahirap lang kasi kami. So kung isipin natin, then there comes
is that an excuse?
I think no, sir. I think so. I think no. Then maabot ang time na yung mga calamities like the one in Ormoc, yung nakita po na dagang namatay, sisisihan dahil ng DENR. Kasi nga, kasi daw kinakalbo yung mga puno, pinababayaan, nasusuhulan. But I think sa DENR karon, I could say, we tried our best, no? Tsaka kung meron man siguro mga gano'n na gamay na lang sila, kay we're more on, that's why we're continuously advocating, no, the good environmental practices, no, kay sa ato ramang gihapon na siya mobali.
Yeah, because when we experience something so massive like typhoons, right, calamities, it's easier to blame government. It's easy to blame, yeah, because we always find someone or something to blame.
So lisod jud kay poverty na namang good na siya din. Like for example, like for the national greening program, sir, another major programs of one of the major programs of the government, no, the national greening program, wherein the government plant 1.5 million trees, no, in a 1.5 million hectares throughout the Philippines. This was started during the time of President Aquino, 2011. So so far mo na usapod na namo na sabihin natin, no, ang karon convert naman siya to enhanced national greening program. So lisod good siya kay ang mga tao is yun nga nagpuputol sila, but right now, no, ang government, we included the planting of agroforestry para wala na silang rason na. So we have fruit trees, rattan, kaning mga coffee, which is another source of livelihood income for the plant farmers, no? So
Sir Al, what about you? What have you seen? Challenges?
Of course, aside from the main challenge na to convince people not to minimize waste, ang part sa MGB ko in the solid waste management is the assessment of sanitary landfill sites, proposed sanitary landfill sites. So, sana na may ma-assess na site na nakapasal siya sa geological criteria. But it is a challenge to convince people to agree na dia ilabay ang basura. So naagin ay opposition permi.
What kind of opposition usually ato ma-encounter?
Hindi sila masabot kay bago ang siyempre bago maging basura na. So gitawag nila ka ng NIMB ba? Not in my own backyard. So kasagaran yung anak yun, bisa dun sa ako nag-convince din mga tao na natay mga measures, environmental measures para ma-minimize, if not, eliminate kining mga perceived and identified na possible pollutants or mga negative effects sa paglabay ng basura. This would guide for convince mga tao.
Right. Marian, before you join government, you're also a journalist. And I have to say welcome to the red corner. What have you seen? Yeah, based on your experience, the stories you've covered.
Yes. No, it as what we previously said, no, it doesn't. Ang tanang mga butang dili lang nato i-blame sa government because we all have our part in this change. So if we want a clean environment, we have, aside from demanding the government to really do projects and initiate projects, we also have to look into ourselves. What have we done as individuals? So aside from taking part in some major activities, like you go outside and you mag-rally ka dito anti-plastic campaign or something. Do your part in reducing and minimizing your wastes.
That's true. The simple act of segregating the garbage, mapigdagan pang maglisod, no? Difficult to implement.
And if makakita ka of someone who's throwing garbage somewhere, you call their attention, and that's one way of letting them know that they're not doing something good.
Yeah, because the mentality also is we simply don't care.
Yes.
Right? Acts like the one you mentioned, calling the attention of someone who's throwing garbage just anywhere. We simply don't care.
Like makakita we ride a jeepney or something, and we see someone throwing their candy wrappers outside.
Yeah.
And then, so syempre, wala tayo mabuhat, no? But by simply calling their attention, they would know, and the people around them would notice, and also kanang consider that dili gid ay kanang sakto na maglabay og basura anywhere.
It's true, Ma'am Grace is very notorious in calling the attention of those who throw garbage just anywhere. Yeah.
And no to plastic straws and
that's actually a trend now, using reusable straws and utensils, I've observed.
Yes. Ang challenge Anna about using metallic straws and
paper
straws is that I mean especially metallic straws kay malimtan.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Because when you use a plastic straw, we just leave it with a glass or a cup, so we don't bring it home.
I lost actually 2 metallic straws.
It's hard in the start. Right?
It's hard, but the simple answer is not to use straws. Yeah. If you can drink sodas without straws, then it's
why not?
Yeah,
that's true. Okay, last few reminders from your agencies as we celebrate Environment Month.
Okay, so for those who are interested to join the tree planting on June 25, you can call our office at 414-4388. And what else? Where they can participate in our events. So, or na concern, just go to the nearest DENR office, no, Sir Jobert.
Yes.
And
the DENR office, of course,
the DENR office is located in the National Government Center in Sudlon, Lahog, Cebu City. So,
right.
Okay. In our part, MGB, no. It's our role in the agency is to protect the mineral resources. That's one of our mandate. And so if you see people who are extracting illegally minerals, you can call our office or visit our office and email our office and we will respond to it. Our email is mindsandgeosciencesbureau7@gmail.com and our office is located at the Manila, Davao City.
Okay, one last question, quick question. If you receive anonymous complaints, does the agency act on these complaints?
Yes, yes, sir. We have lots of complaints actually, no, through the 8888. So we have
That
this
number actually works.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So at the office of the regional director, we have the headed by Pedro Nestor Canda. They are the one act on all the complaints, no. So actionan good na siya dahil, sir. And also we have FB page, DENR Central Visayas. We also receive lots of complaints every day. So we act on the complaints right away.
There's a specific number of days for you to act on the complaint.
That's mandated by law, sir, right?
Yes.
How many days should an agency act on the complaint?
A total of
Sa 888 kasi para mas
21.
in a 15 days we
15
need
days.
to act, no?
Within 15
Based
days.
on the code of conduct and ethical standards of government employees within 15 days. But I think itong through 888, hindi lang ko sure, sir, kasi kung how many days, but much shorter na siya.
Right.
Hinahanglan namin ang
7
action
days.
agad.
Yeah, because the 8888 is supposed to cut bureaucracy, right?
Yes.
That's true, that's true. There you have it, that number actually works, so feel free to call
Yes,
if you
yes,
have
sir.
complaints.
Yes, sir.
Our guests today in the Freeman Conversations, Ms. Charmy Reguno, the Information Officer of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources in Region 7. We have Sir Al Emil Berador, the Chief Geologist of the Mines and Geosciences Bureau here in Region 7. Of course, Marian Codilia, the Information Officer of MGB, and Ma'am May Miasco is cheering everyone as we wrap up this session, this edition of the Freeman Conversations. Thank you very much for joining us today. And I think when we talk about the environment, we only have to think of one thing. We only have this planet to live in, at least for now. So we might as well take care of it. We can only hope to extend this conversation a few more hours, but we're running out of time. Thank you very much to the three of you for joining us today. And to all of you watching us, thank you so much. We'll say goodbye for now. I'm Jobert Ocao, the online editor of the Freeman. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you next time here on the Freeman Conversations.